Well, as the search for little Cody Bigsby presses on, there are new developments in the child neglect case against his father, Cory. Today we learned all three Hampton Circuit Court judges recused themselves. Cory is the one who reported Cody missing 18 days ago. The neglect charges are unrelated to the disappearance.
Tonight he remains behind bars, being held without bond. Sarah Hampton is live outside the Hampton courthouse. She spoke to a legal expert who explains why the judges could have stepped aside.
At this point, we don't know exactly why, but the legal analyst I spoke to earlier today says this situation is not as uncommon as you may think. Just 1 week before Cory Bigsby is scheduled for a second bond hearing, all three Hampton Circuit Court judges have stepped away from the case. Bigsby's attorney Jeffrey Ambrose says now the Virginia Supreme Court must appoint a judge.
There is some issue that Judge Gayton believes would keep the sitting judges of the Hampton Circuit Court from being able to adjudicate this fairly.
13 News Now asked Chief Judge Michael Gayton why he made the decision, and we were given no explanation other than, quote, "I do consider it improper for the judges of the 8th Judicial Circuit to hear any aspects of the captioned proceeding."
It's a precaution, and it's out of concern both for the defendant and the public.
Legal analyst Ed Booth says having an entire bench recused from a case is not as unusual as you may think. He's not sure of the circumstances surrounding this particular instance, but says it's usually about avoiding an appearance of impropriety.
And it's not actual impropriety necessarily. It's about the judges following their judicial canon of ethics to make sure that everyone feels like whatever happens in this case is completely above board and appropriate.
He says most likely there was some conflict of interest.
There's generally speaking some sort of concern that affects the court as a whole.
He says courts have conflict dockets for situations like this and can bring in judges from other jurisdictions.
I have every confidence that they will take care of getting another judge in, who doesn't have whatever conflict might exist, so that the proceedings will go forward as usual.
Booth says, generally speaking, this is a good thing. It means the court wants to make sure the public has faith in the decisions that are made inside that courtroom. Live in Hampton, Sarah Hammond, 13 News Now.